Hello, my family, my friends, my fans, and my followers. I am Andrew Ditch, and I am diagnosed with autism and intellectual disability. Today's video is about autism and intellectual disability is not a choice. It's not mental illness or learned behavior. This is why I do not have cognitive decline. This is part 1 of a multi-part video. This is why I do not have cognitive decline. In 1993, this was reported on my medical records. Trouble verbalizing and identifying visual impressions. Trouble identifying social and environmental cues. Trouble responding atypically to social norms. Trouble processing and reporting did well with predictable structured social and environmental settings. Behavioral issues with changes new skills or was taught skills to cope but for some reason could not use these skills. Easily manipulated by others for concrete thinking, concrete, factual, realistic content in simple yet sophisticated way. Expressive language issues, trouble socializing, trouble separate fantasy from reality, bowel and urinary accidents. My education test showed visual processing and auditory processing issues as developmental disability issue, and this doctor, who did the inkblot test, kept looking for psychosis and psychiatric issues and ignored other issues that was overlooked because of the severe behavior issues. Teacher said problems in reading, reporting, math, socializing, communicating that led to behavioral issues. Trouble visual processing in note-taking and numbers like dyspraxia. Difficulties fine motor skills and control over pencil. I did better on visual subtest than verbal subtest. Movement issues on visual processing IQ 111, reading level K9, writing and math not tested. Should be 3rd grade at 8 years old but was not at grade level. Recommended actions reclassify as multiple learning disability or multiple disability. A different school placement for learning and communication and emotional learning. Mom and dad argued when growing up, but they did not abuse anyone or neglect anyone. Mom had a back injury that made it extremely difficult for her. Dad worked 2 or 3 truck driving jobs and was not home much, so he could pay bills at medical care, and all our needs could be met. My brother Mike was my dad's child from a previous marriage. My mom was a registered nurse. She used her nursing background to blame my brother Mike of sexual abuse that did not happen because of her fear of being seen as a bad parent. My dad even is upset with himself as I am still in diapers and need help as a small child. When my brother Joe was rushed to the hospital all the time for his asthma and mom's back issues, left my daily routine out of sync, and this led to my behavior issues. I lost the autism school language development program my mom told doctors I did really well in after I was put in 1st grade. I fell apart after losing this support. It led to my being put into a group home and in the mental hospital. I could not communicate. My brother did not do anything to me. I could not tell anyone what I needed or why I was having a hard time. My doctor couldn't copy over the education reports accurately and made the following mistakes. CPC reported my IQ of 91 from the wrong school as I was never in the town of Tonawanda School in 1997. My school talked about all kinds of learning disabilities on my school records and CPC claimed I had no learning disability. If CPC report me having low grade level and underachieving in school and did not read my learning disability in school, how can they know what they're doing? I have learning disabilities and they listed my learning disabilities and said I did not have one. CPC also said I had no developmental delays other than speech delay, and what do you call these? Emotional regulation difficulties, communication difficulties, sexual identity issue, disability in forming relationships. Developmentally appears immature and dependent on others. Psychosexual impairment learning at low grade level, that would be learning disabilities. Social relationship issues, emotional regulation issues, motor tic issues, low frustration tolerance, no psychosis, obsess about several issues. Parents are inconsistent. Parent supports are listed as a strength. If my doctor at CPC said my parent support is a strength and they also said my parents are inconsistent, do they know these mean the opposite? I reported I did not want to go to school for teachers and kids who picked on me and nobody listened to me, and they all used that as I'm being defiant to my mom and dad. I wanted to go to school, and nobody listened to me. Had problems on the bus. I had issues on the bus where the kids brought in cigarettes and did cigarettes and beat up the bus aide and beat up the bus driver and yelled and screamed and made so much sensory hell for me. I could not tolerate it. I already have trouble tolerating things moving around me, and here I had to deal with sensory issues to smell of cigarettes and yelling that bothered me. I also got picked on for being in diapers, and how do I know anything about the weather because I'm stupid and I'm in diapers and need mommy to change me. I also remember being off the bus, and when I had a private van or a separate bus that came and got me, I went to school without problems. The bus driver also got upset about needing to pick me up last on the way to school and drop me off first on the way home as my IEP. I feel comfortable around younger kids that wanted to play and interact with kids my age. I had trouble playing with other people because I could not go out far from home because of my safety and problems interacting with people. So, my mom had me play with the neighborhood kids and we played street hockey with kids that were 10 years younger than me. DAV was one of my medications I got. Denies any PTSD symptoms. No sexual identity issues and not dating. Because I didn't have a girlfriend, I was accused of having no sexual identity, and that's not fair because I have a social relationship disability that this hospital ignored. History of PTSD symptoms currently does not have any symptoms. So, CPC had reported me of not having PTSD any longer. Speech was clear, coherent, soft with prosody not completely monotone. Go-directed. Reality-focused. Need diagnostic clarification. Strengths were reported as having wanted to improve, intelligent, family support. Weaknesses was reported significant medical disabilities, impulse control. Some signs of bipolar but no overt manic episodes, mild grandiosity, disability forming relationships, differential currently focus on personality-related cluster B's nature, conduct problems, mood effects such as bipolar. Aggressive towards self and family, and attempt to not go to school. Low self-esteem difficulty relating to peers' own age. Felt comfortable around younger people. Developmentally appears immature and dependent. Cognitive intellectual assessment, not done, only chart review. Psychological evaluation preoccupied by numbers and info on ID band. I like numbers and patterns, and I love to learn about different information. Moderate thought disorder. I am told autism is a different way of seeing the world around us, making it a different kind of thinking. Impairment to logical and coherent thinking. I am logical thinker. Don't this mean that I am very concrete and I process things differently, and this doesn't mean I am not coherent. I ask this as I was told that having autism or behavior or perception may not be seen by others because they don't understand it. Example of this is you say what is up. To you it means what you want to me. It means look up to see what is there. This doesn't mean I am not coherent. It means I am taking what you said literally. One more example, someone said, I will give you $1 if you do that, and I go doing it, and I get a tap on the butt. The buck I thought was money. Buck was meaning hitting my butt or bumping my butt. By the way, buck is also a deer too. Take Temple Grandin example. Butterfly can mean the bug butterfly. It can be a butterfly ornament, or it is a kind of cut chicken. It can be any of the three. It doesn't mean I am crazy to reply, it's a kind of chicken if you ask me what a butterfly is. Prone to misperceive events, impressions of people. What is auditory processing or autism? We don't understand what another person is doing or feeling. We have hard time processing what is said and how to respond. What kind of doctor is this? There are no reports of hallucination or delusions on any report of mine. Communication and processing and reporting issues are not mental illness. These are the differential diagnosis of the DSM. So what is the issue here? Most adolescents with this level of impairment testing and thinking have difficulty managing basic psychological aspects of everyday living without considerable assistance, structure, supervision. So why can't I get this assistance as I feel I need this level of care? Ask any schizophrenic if they need help. They often don't realize they do, and I am told autistic people are aware mostly. Most doctors have said that autism people don't know their needs, but we do know we are different from others around us, and this is not something a schizophrenic is able to know. Just because we have trouble talking to express our needs or point of view, it doesn't mean we are not able to know. Just read the book The Reason. I jump if you want proof. Unruly, impulsive, forceful opposition, resentful irritability towards others. However, negativity, unruliness, and aggressive coexisted with depression, withdrawal, severe self-criticism, self-abusive, social withdrawal/avoidance. I criticize myself for not being able to do what is expected or asked of me. I get frustrated for people not understanding what I said and need. I get frustrated for asking for help with my basic needs. I get so frustrated with not understanding others and what others want from me. Proof is this hospital stay was about not wanting to go to school, and I said why I didn't want to go. People didn't understand me. I was avoiding school for the behavior issues and the frustration of being blamed and not understanding why I did anything wrong and not get help I need in school. I got made fun of for diapers and being stupid, yet super smart to repeat things. Anxiety regards social interpersonal role expectations. Immature regards sexuality. Blamed on sexual abuse and child abuse. I am not gay. I am straight. I had no interest and still have no interest in a girlfriend. I don't understand others and why I need a girlfriend just because society says I need one. I am not going to set myself up for failure for giving my friend a hard time for not understanding her and have behavior issues that wouldn't be fair to her. Plus, I can't take care of myself. How can this be fair to my girlfriend to help me shower and do things? Just because I don't date, have a girlfriend, want sex, or didn't like being touched don't mean I am traumatized. My communication and social interaction and sensory issues make it hard to do. Sexuality and lack of self-confidence with peers, PTSD, disrupted psychosexual development. Thought disorder reality testing. Recommendations were to control anger and aggressive impulsive with improvement in cooperation with authority figures and acceptance of social norms, improve social skills, self-esteem, reduce depression, involvement with peers, further exploration of his sexual concerns/disconnect. My anger issues are from my unmet needs, people not understanding what I need or my feelings, me not understanding my own feelings to express, and not understanding what is expected or what others say around me. It is what causes these emotional issues. Then recently, as adult, the same issues happen still, but this time, they don't believe me or dismiss my needs and concerns and refuse to help me. Significant concerns over sexuality, moderate to severe social anxiety/avoid it withdrawal tendencies. Gross obese and has difficulty relating effectively to peers and prefers younger kids for more comfort to be with. I am very okay with who I am okay with being in diapers, I am okay with being autistic as I can repeat things, and I am okay with what I look like. I am happy with my limitations, and I should not be made to feel bad or shame for being this way, as I can't help it. I want an environment where I am given the supports I need and the care I need, so I can be happy and function like any normal adult. If I have low self-esteem or anxiety and depression, look at my point of view. I am not getting help I need. I feel disconnected from normal people. I feel isolated. Being with other people with autism makes me feel more connected, and I am always blamed for my behaviors and unable to take care of myself. This is why my records talk about these. All I want is to help others and be like others I see around me. I don't think people are comfortable or okay with me being different. People do not want to hear the truth or facts of how I feel, is my issues. These are doctors. See why I can't protect myself and get so frustrated. See why I have conflict with others. I say things how it is, and people don't care about my point of view. They get mad for me speaking the truth. They break rules and mistreat me for getting offended. Then they give me a hard time. Why is it they can have an opinion or feelings but I am not allowed to? At least help me understand your point of view, or help me with who can help me. I don't understand things well, and the give and take conversation is hard. It is why people think I am all about me and my way, and it is not right. It is why I get so upset and frustrated. No one is listening to me. This is why I have a hard time and get so upset. My ability to repeat things I feel can offer the world around me so much, and if only people can understand, I will need help with everything. Diapers may be the only option for me as medications didn't work. I don't want surgery as I don't want the pain, and a diaper, I feel, has way less issues. My sensory issues are an issue. I don't like being in diapers, and I shouldn't have surgery just because people make fun of me or uncomfortable. I shouldn't be denying my teddy bear or earmuffs because people don't like it. I shouldn't be denying my voice for when I need AAC to help me just because people don't like it. I shouldn't be denying access assistance to work, go to park, go to gym, or interacting with my community, or having supports to communicate and understand doctors and to make decisions and have accommodations to participate with my medical care. Developmentally appears immature and dependent. My behaviors improved by structure, consistent, positive reinforcement, rewards for complying with rules. Positive reinforcement helped me to be able to do what is expected. Constant one-on-one assistance with redirection and supports I needed to be able to do what is expected of me. This has always been helpful for me to function and socialize and learn skills that I need to do and be able to have somebody take care of me. Final mental health diagnosis: conduct disorder. Tourette's paraphernalia. Knows I had delayed puberty and CPC had me have a one-to-one, and the only time I had time away from anyone was in the bathtub. Yes, they had me take a bath as it is easier for me. I also had my diaper taken off. I did jerk off one time in the bathtub and my one-to-one walked in. I had no diaper on, and why did they accuse me of jerking off in diapers? It is not fair to me, especially when I do not like the way diapers feel. I am not sexual, and I don't want a girlfriend, and I do not like being touched unless it is that compression or pressure. Why did they have me in diapers, give me DAVP, and make diagnosis of enuresis and nocturnal enuresis? Cluster B. They made mistakes. They missed the behavior issues and what caused these, and they did the things that help any autistic person to function. This is not fair. They made these mistakes. They keep looking for PTSD and couldn't find it. Then they looked for depression and bipolar and did not find it. Then they looked for psychosis and did not find this and got frustrated, I am told, and this is why they gave me these issues. Did you see the medications I was on at my first day at CPC? They took me off these meds suddenly and caused me severe behavior issues. Being on Risperdal at high dose for my tics and behavior issues, and the other medications like Depakote that made me aggressive that led to kidney and liver issues. Then wonder why I got so aggressive for when they took me off these meds. Risperidone is used to treat certain mental/mood disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, irritability associated with autistic disorder. This medication can help you to think clearly and take part in everyday life. Risperidone belongs to a class of drugs called atypical antipsychotics. So why is autism not something I can get services for by Medicaid? Enuresis, nocturnal enuresis, DAP, skin rash, insulin-resistant endocrine issues, diabetic clinic referral, soiling and fecal smears in garment, and personal hygiene issues and body odor issues were reported on this hospital visit. My 2002 school records. Grade level assessment: reading 4.6, math 5.9, writing 4.5. Did well with structured and consistent environment. Difficulty in social skills, communication difficulties, problem-solving difficulties. Self-control issues, social-emotional issues, learning disabled, inappropriate gestures. The teacher I had in this report got mad at me for one of my tics I had. She accused me as sexual jerk-off motion. She denied my diagnosis of Tourette's and said I had autism, not Tourette's. I couldn't help the tic I had because of my inability to help it because of my Tourette's. This caused me an issue with my behaviors with this teacher. This was one of my teachers I had issues with in school for why I didn't want to go to school, and nobody listened to me about my issues. I wanted to go to school because of the structure, being around others like me and learning. I love to learn about things, and I love to help people, and I love structure and routine and consistent environment and doing what is asked of me and helping people. Would you want to go to school where you're constantly picked on for body odor, being in diapers, tics, and stims, and having an ability to repeat and remember information that made it where people expected me to do things I didn't know how to? This caused me issues to be treated as if I was retarded but yet too smart and capable because of my ability to remember information and repeat it. People mistreated me because of this, and I didn't know how to respond to this. Just like I still don't know how to take care of myself or do what is asked of me, and I need somebody to please listen and help for me so I can function and do what is asked of people. On every report I read talked about how I am wanting to improve my behaviors and skill sets and social interactions, and here everybody is not helping me and listening to me. It's not a choice to be the way I am because people expect me to know how to do things differently. Every report I read never talks about any hallucinations, delusions, manic, or severe depression as if it was a mental illness. Every report talks about me being goal-oriented, concrete, and realist thought content. All these reports all talked about problems with sensory, communication, social interaction, attention, learning, behaviors, and independent living skills. These records go on to needing structure and consistent redirection in mood and behavior regulation. It shows the things I need help. They talk about autism symptoms, and my mom and my concerns were ignored. I am left without the free and public education, access to participate in my community, supportive housing, and services I need to live like any other adult. Teacher reported Andrew often came to school with body odor and poor grooming. He often wore the same dirty cloths every day. The teachers reported problems with coordination, visual and auditory processing, problems writing and coping written text, and problems with penmanship. 2005 teacher report was classified as speech impaired. Refer to language development program. Was at language development program into age 6. 1994 placed at Connors Children's Center. 1997 discharged from Connors frustrated as test went on. Appeared confident and motivated to do well on test. Grade level assessment reading 6.6, math 8.9, written language 5.4, improved greatly on reading from 2004. Reading fluency had issues and mistakes due to time limit. Put an effort in math that used to frustrate me. Enjoy math challenges. Trouble remember to proofread on what I wanted to say. Trouble organizing thoughts, sound out words, write legibly. See my organization skill issues. Here is another symptom that has been overlooked for my communication issues and social interaction issues. Autistic people have trouble organizing words to respond in a social interaction that can cause frustration and behavior issues. Organization is part of executive functioning, and in the Inkblot test in 1993 and 2002 it shows this issue is nothing new. I still have these issues. Why is it hard to see I am not mentally ill and something neurological is happening? Did well in highly structured and consistent environment. See, structure and consistent environment is something that I always needed. Medications has not helped my behavior, independence, and functioning like structure and consistent redirection, and science has proven no medication can treat autism, but environmental modifications are something that helps. At times attempt to attract attention in hallways, of course. In the hallways, I have many other students and teachers walk by doing things. Also, it has many things going on around me. Attendance issues, emotional issues, depression, withdrawal, poor development, and social skills. Does autism have issues with social skills? Need to go to school for social interaction skills, communication skills, anger, and frustration management. See, autism is a social and communication disability. When they talked about social interaction and communication skills with the anger and frustration management, it kind of shows the communication and processing issues that I have with not being able to understand social interactions and what is happening around me. IEP handicaps preschooler speech delay, February 1990. Diagnosis adjustment disorder, expressive language disorder, Children's Hospital Dr. David K. IEP class multiple handicap, 1993. Atypical behaviors, aggressive behaviors, characteristics of PTSD, Tourette's, and a developmental reading disorder. Limited progress at Connors, rather worked than go to school. Full-scale IQ of 88, verbal IQ score of 88, performance IQ of 92, 2002 full IQ score of 86, 1999 full IQ score of 89, 1997 full IQ score of 91. It was said on this report these IQ scores are in line with each other. Average results in information, logical, verbal concepts, language development, verbal comprehension, social skills when presented by pictures. Low average to borderline in areas of numerical reasoning, short-term auditory memory, concentration, perceptual motor skills are variable. Average visual motor coordination, visual processing, abstract reasoning, interpret social skills when presented visually, differentiate non-essential and essential pictures and objects. Borderline visual motor speed, concentration, and attention, significant underachievement from grade level expectations. Handicap, learner reclassification is recommended by psychologist. My teacher reported to the psychologist that I put in minimum effort in testing and academic potential to be higher than scores indicated, and yet the school psychologists had reported me as being a handicap learner. My teacher reported these things on her report and said the opposite to the school psychologist. Improve greatly on reading from 2004. Reading fluency, had issues and mistakes due to time limit. Put in effort in math that used to frustrate me. Enjoy math challenges. Trouble remember to proofread on what I wanted to say. Frustrated as test went on. Appeared confident and motivated to do well on test. Teacher reported on grade level tests said, I put in effort, got frustrated in testing, appeared confident and motivated, and yet the psychologist says my teacher said I didn't put in effort and could have been higher level than what I scored. Is it I put in effort, or I did not put in effort? Is it I have a handicap learning disability, or I am not putting in the effort? I guess it can't be both, can it? Because if I'm having a handicap learning disability or multiple learning disabilities, I guess I am putting in effort, and I overachieve what they wanted from me, and they expected me to do more that I didn't know how to. See why I have behavior issues. When they say I question authority or upset to not like something that someone else did, I guess people just didn't like me questioning for pointing out the facts of things that people didn't like to hear the truth. People said my IEP said things that was not followed, like the teacher made test and teacher modified learning materials, no second language, ungraded classrooms, IP diploma 611, and other things that was not followed by my school. And my school gave me classes I wasn't supposed to get that were harder than I could handle, such as Regions classes or Advanced Regions classes. With this mistake in my reports, it should show I was telling the truth about being in the autism classes and had OT and speech. By the way, where is my speech and OT reports in the school year? It talked about communication and social skill issues, and no speech therapy was ever talked about when I know I had it. I will add to this, where is my speech and OT reports that I had at school. I had speech all the time, and I also had the OT swing and ladder and sensory therapy and group speech, and OT were all those reports. I heard autism classrooms before 2003-04 school year, and 2003-04 to 2005 I was in modified high school when my IEP said I wasn't to get modified high school. I am frustrated because this is ignored and overlooked as if I'm lying. My 2005 IEP reported I was 19 years old and my mother and father was my legal guardians. That is not by accident with all the other records my parents signed for treatment or accepted my placement or surgeries as an adult. Emotional disturbed classification, private school, expected local diploma. Curb-to-curb busing. No second language, extended school year, local and state test required. Ungraded classes. Behavior plan, make less unnecessary distractions in classroom. Decrease number of distractions, cognitive reinforcement, receive all privileges when interacting. Maintain expectations. Cue attention will not be reinforced, student becomes overexcited. Decrease outburst of emotions, cognitive reinforcement, receive privileges, and verbal reinforcement. Maintain expectations. Control/avoidance will not be tolerated. Individual and group counseling skills acquisition, teach and demonstrate self-control, frustration and anger management, self-worth. See my behavior plan talks about distractions, behavior issues, communication and expressing myself, and emotional regulation issues that are consistent with autism. Autism people show emotions more strongly, so it is why we get super happy, super scared, super upset, and it is also harder for us to identify and how to handle our emotions. It is still my issue I have today. I'm targeted to graduate 2005. See, my counselor, IEP, and teacher are saying different things. How can I graduate with the low grades and not have enough credits and see the issues I have learning without the supports I need? Often proud of accomplishment, this doesn't sound like low self-esteem or depression or withdraw. Maybe my social skill and communication issues isolated me, and the frustration these give me. Maybe it is so I don't cause conflict with others to make them happy. Maybe it is my learning environment that was over my head. Polite, excited about future, this doesn't sound like low self-esteem or depression or withdraw. Maybe my social skill and communication issues isolated me, and the frustration these give me. Maybe it is so I don't cause conflict with others to make them happy. Maybe it is my learning environment that was over my head. Desires attention and recognition of others, maybe the constant redirection and support I needed to know if I was doing what is asked or how to fix my behaviors is where this may be confused. I am a lot of work, and maybe this is something they thought was attention-seeking when I really need help still to this day how to do things and interact with others. Interrupts appropriate conversations. Lack self-esteem and unsure how to make friends appropriate. Difficulties in social interaction skills, communication skills goals verbally express self and feelings socially appropriate language refrain from making rude comments. Difficulties with not knowing how to make friends. Communication difficulties, social interaction difficulties, anger and frustration management difficulties, wanted to work instead of going to school. Caseworker did not care about attendance and did not return calls by school and did not attend meeting with school. 2005 school social history. Thomas Ditch and two other kids are from a past marriage. Janet and Thomas married in 1984. I was born 2 weeks early due to complicated pregnancy. Weight only 6 pounds at birth, seemed to reach all development milestones except speech. Unable to speak in sentences at age 4. Articulation delays in speech. I was treated well, liked, and accepted and understood at McDonald's with so much help in routine, and people cared, and yes, my boss hit me and yelled at me as she wanted the best for me and her staff. The way she cared helped me, provided routine and clear with rules and expectations, had helped me to be able to do what is expected. I did not have this support in school. I even had help with changing my diaper, where I learned to be able to tape on my diaper by myself. I still have trouble fitting my diaper right so it doesn't fall off or cause me skin issues to this day. But my boss gave me more independence by teaching me a skill I had hard time learning, and I did a good job by trying to be independent. No way I had diapers, hygiene issues, communication issues, coordination issues, movement issues, problem get dress, planning, organizing, sorting, problem solving, time management, money management, and processing sequence issues that affects my communication, relationship, and basic life skills and LEAR skills and education skills and employment skills and medical care. In 2002 on my school records and my CPC report to not needing any of this help in July 2003 when I got a part-time job at McDonald's. Then still need the same help in school 2003, 2004, 2005. Then my IEP not following, and class over my head. No way this was accurate by my parents because my education and child records show they are wrong. No way I was able to live on my own. Dispute having an apartment in August 2005 to March 2006. I was there for respite from my parents on an occupational night. I was wanting to be there on my own every night to mom, and dad wouldn't let me because I got hit by a car when I didn't ask for help getting to work. I had a head injury in 2005. If you see this, my adaptive function and my symptoms was the same before and after this. My IQ is the same. I don't know what it is with the loss of supports and the constant head banging the last 7 years with no help. This is not right. Because I want to work and no child left behind act, and we don't leave solders behind even if dead. So why leave me behind? Why forget about me? My ability to repeat things can be used to help me with employment skills. ABA and speech therapy can help me use this scripting ability to help me. Had one-on-one help. 1 step at a time to learn tasks. And had consent redirect and reminded. Had help with hygiene and diapers changes and the skills for work. Got hurt a lot cooking because the same issue, why I've been hit by cars, I don't see the distance and speed and where my body is to other things. August 2005 hit by car. November 2005 to June 2007 Wendy's. Not as structure as McDonald's, and this was the issue I had. I had same help with doing my job and less help with toileting routine that left me poop my diaper more, and had more help with tea by coworkers and management. You know, it's not a ADA to get this help at a job. I think it was because mom paid them to help me more. They helped me family at our house and things. I was always doing my job, no complaints, and always show up to work by coworkers, boss, or my parents or grandpa. I wanted to do more. No one wants to work without complaining, not my job or it's too hard. Not many people like me. Maybe they should be disabled and be happy with being off for a job. July 2006 for a week tops. Carry out cafe. I had a hard time with money management and learning the skills of everything I had to do. No help with the skills. August 2006 to September 2006 Burger King. I got help in everything. Just got management frustrated because of my diaper issues and hygiene and odd way of walking and clumsy and not able to move fast enough to make sandwiches and learn fast enough. September 2009 to 2010 Wendy's. Most of the time I was on workers' comp for my shoulder injury. This time more structure and assistance and more help with toilet routine and consistent environment. July 2006 for a week tops. Carry-out cafe. I had a hard time with money management and learning the skills of everything I had to do. No help with the skills. August 2006 to September 2006 Burger King. I got help in everything. Just got management frustrated because of my diaper issues and hygiene and odd way of walking and clumsy, and not able to move fast enough to make sandwiches and learn fast enough. September 2009 to 2010 Wendy's. Most of the time I was on workers' comp for my shoulder injury. This time more structure and assistance and more help with toilet routine and consistent environment. July 2012 Walmart opened the store by Step Up and stock shelves. Sensory issues caused me not to be able to work. Had the most help at any job because they gave me a coworker to pair up with me to help me do my job as ABA accommodations for communication and job training and support for me. December 24th, 2012 Mom heart attack and lost the support that helped me function. 2013 to 2018 friends want me to do a business in fix computers. One helped me with EIN and profit and loss sheet that any hobby needs. The thing is I took it too far by saying a best PCS and I didn't know I couldn't do that without certification and license and permits. I fix friends and family computers. I made a huge loss. Why Mom got me pens, notebooks, cards, and stamps and stuff that and BBB subscription and website stuff and business class internet that was promised to be better than home internet.
I don't know why.
She was my payee. 2013, I did my first Sky Warn Storm spotter certification class. 2013, Dad went behind Mom's back for learning permit as I wanted to drive even though not safe. Everyone said Dad was convinced it was as he said I was so good and no accidents and no tickets. If I can't cross the street, and this is how easy it is to convince me to something. And this is how no safety awareness. It scares me when I almost hit a kid. By the way, Dad told me to this triple check. Look 2 times out windows and side to side before turn or merge. Then do a 5 seconds count to do it one more time. It saved this boy. That boy was using training wheels and was older than normal. I think he was like me because I didn't see him at all in my blind spot. I was in Dad's 1986 GMC Suburban. That was high up and had huge mirrors that made it easier to drive. I was not looking at the lines GK by or tire spin as much. I got distracted with numbers and letters. Speaking of this, I like license plates with making a pattern with the numbers of characters on signs. Sometimes I don't understand stop sign, and I think it's because in school I had issues with the picture cards to communicate my emotions. The other thing is speed zone ahead is slower speeds. I had to ask Dad what the speed was as I saw the numbers just couldn't use it. I have a hard time with letters and numbers look the same and jump up on me. Like P looks like 9, B, D, B, 7 quetzales. And C looks like C, and 0 and O. As a kid it made reading even harder for me. I don't know why. Note-taking and draw was so hard too. Write and movement is hard. There is no way I was able to drive. No way I was ever capable of living by myself without 24/7 care. There is no way I am faking this. There is no way I can work with no problems as my dad reports to people when I cannot wipe my butt. It is no way I am so smart like my dad and other people portray me to being when I cannot add or subtract at a high level or have a hard time processing and interpreting information and planning and organizing my thoughts. No way I can have problems processing my information and then have problems with planning and organizing my words and have a hard time with the sequence steps to do a simple everyday task such as eat or clean or shower. I am not wanting my way. I am not a spoiled brat. I am no stupid. I am not a threat of anyone's job security for not going along with me and what I want them to do. This is not a want. These things are medically necessary for my health and well-being and safety. No way I am making these diagnoses of myself. My doctors made the diagnosis based on these tests and reports. No way I had a business when I couldn't even have control over making decisions for my everyday life like my money, medical, or legal decisions. My behaviors are due to being neglected and abused and people who refuse to accept the medical records of mine and portray unreasonable expectations based on my ability to repeat things like my medical records and history or my rights and the responsibilities for my professionals to help me. You hold the power to help me due to your job titles and responsibilities. You chose to ignore the facts. You chose to not help me and argue with the factual evidence. Then it causes me to be confused by what is really happening and what I really need help with and not. Then you get mad at me and then drop me like a homeless dog on the streets because you don't want to do your jobs to help me.
If you're interested in disability topics, such as treatment, support, accommodations, and rights, like this video and subscribe for more inclusive content. Do you want to see a video of me shopping with using my AAC device independently sometime? I will talk to you on my next video.